if my organization's being attacked by a hacker, a phishing attack has made its way through my business, what kinds of things can happen to my business? If I'm a medical practice, for example, how's that going to affect my day-to-day operations?
Yeah, depending on the level of the attack, right out of the gate, if you have a security event and you're a medical practice, at a minimum, you're going to have to basically contact every patient you have a record on file for. And so that's one of the things that I think a lot of people don't think about so much. They concentrate on downtime for the business. Yeah, there's going to be that. There's going to be a financial piece, but then all your records, that's a tall order.
When they're doing that, when they're calling those patients, making sure they can lock down the environment and re-secure themselves, is there still patients coming in that door, or they have to shut down?
Yeah, I think we've seen a few places here in town that, they have to go back to like paper charting and that sort of thing. So they have to, go to plan B, right? So it's never something you want to do, but inevitably it's probably something that you're going to have to start looking at.
Yeah, that patient's going to come in the front door when their appointment was, and you don't know them, you don't know that they're coming, and then when they go back to meet with the provider, they don't have any of their history in front of them either. So it definitely hinders the business and what they're able to do. And then if they're doing all of that work on paper, it could be weeks that they're doing all that work on paper. For them to get paid, they have to go enter all of that into the system at some point. So then you've got this mountain of data entry to do post breach. And that can be a nightmare too.
You got the reputation cost after that.
Yeah, right.
So the biggest thing is word of mouth. Is man, do I want to keep coming here if this is the type of place that this happens to?
So, it sounds like, thinking of it as a matter of if it's going to happen is not a good way to go about it, because if it does, that could set you back either a few months to permanently.
Yeah, in the security industry right now, there's this idea of, we call it assumed breach. So the idea is just assume you're going to get breached one day. And the idea is, how can I quickly recover from that? How do I minimize the impact of it? How do I control my risk better than today? And that's a different mindset than what we had 5 years ago. 5 years ago, we were all about prevent, put up the walls, put up the locks. How do we keep this from happening? The bad guys are good. They're gonna get you breached eventually. And on the day that happens, I wanna be prepared. And I wanna be able to solve the problem fast. And I wanna be able to get you back up and going quickly. And I wanna minimize the impact. So we're in an assumed breach world now. Whereas in the past, we were in a defensive kind of posture.
Yeah, that's a good point. We kind of hit on it earlier, this layered approach. It seems like all those tools that, we were using 5-10 years ago, they're still needed, right? Like the regular standard AV, your email spam filter, that sort of thing. It's still needed, but now you have to have this extra layer of, okay, these threats are evolving, so our defenses have to as well.